Good morning, good morning, good morning. Trying to wait for the computer to catch up here. I have streaming myself so I can chat with you. It's not yet come up. Seems like quite a delay. There it comes. So you must be hearing me ramble. Oh, thought I already muted it. I have not. Welcome to Spirituality in Sin City. Happy Friday morning to you. We drew, if you haven't been here before, we were discussing playing cards tarot. This is the card that I drew at the end of the day yesterday. Could be significant to you at any point that you come across it, really. Leave me a comment, let me know if it is speaking to you. I looked up a bunch of scriptures that somewhat correlate with the message to give us some additional thoughts about each card to ponder. And I forget which one I wanted to start with now. Sorry about that. Well, normally I start with the Bible, so let's just continue the trend. The Bible very clearly says, better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil. It wants us to cherish the little things, the simple pleasures, not wealth and extraordinary things, which is the primary message of the Two of Hearts. But I also want to discuss the reverse side of it, which is not ignoring the little things that might be bad signs. Because I do think that we as human beings have a tendency to just write off the small, not so great signs, like someone telling a white lie or, cheating on something that we think is unfair and deserves to be cheated, or, messing with your employer, say, things like that. I can't think of a great example this morning. I am struggling. Anyhow, I should have written them down yesterday. I had so many ideas I didn't think I needed to write a particularly perfect script. So, lesson learned. The little things. There you go. That's my message for the day. Always make at least the little thing the sketch of a script, shall we say. So I have some notes, so you don't have to listen to me just crazy ramble, and unless of course that's what you're here for, because you like to hear just background noise. Who knows? But I do hope to be more than background noise. Anyhow, some more quotes about the little things and thoughts about the little things. Proverbs 17:22 says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine." And, a cheerful heart, a smile, things like that. I'm sure we hear this all the time, but I still feel like it's worth reminding. They are little things, but they're big things. Whether or not you're greeting someone with a smile. And, I struggle with that. I'm not saying that to scold you. I'm saying it also to remind me that even if I'm having a bad day, spreading that is not helpful. It's not a little thing to spread that. It's actually a big thing. The little things can be big things, is another side of that message, which is exactly what Paulo Coelho said. He said, "The simple things are also the most extraordinary things." So he completely agrees that little things can have a big, big effect. Then Leonardo said, the greatest wealth is to live content with little. The greatest wealth. So, greater than having wealth is just being able to be content with less. That's something I think we all need to be thinking about in this day and age. Um, and yes, I say this one a little bit selfishly, but I am one of the people looking for more work and more income because I really need it to pay my bills, unfortunately. And it's not easy to find right now. I have been unemployed before, and it's very, very, very different world out there right now, to say the very least. And people act like these are little things that are not that big of a deal, those who don't understand. But it's big things. And to say that people can just go out and, work the gig economy, an Uber or a Lyft, or things like that, you've obviously never done it. I was doing it for a while and I still do it occasionally. But again, to say the least, um, it does not pay well. There must be a million people out there completely miscalculating their expenses because someone's taking a lot of jobs that do not cover the cost of driving my car. That's primarily what I'm being offered through those gigs. And, well, I don't want to wear out my car just to cover the cost of driving my car. And I want you to pay me 2 to 3 times what it costs to drive my car because I'm going to need another car at the end of that if I do that job. So, not rocket science. And it's just a little thing calculating the cost, but apparently a lot of people are not doing it. Um, I say just go for $1 a mile being your cost if you need this advice right now. Um, the IRS gives you 75 cents a mile, and gas has just increased dramatically. And plus, remember, you want to make money, so to make the math easy, why not just say you need $1 per mile or more? So if the gig wants you to drive 5 miles and it only pays $3.50, is it covering your cost? No, it needs to be at least $5. If the gig is 10 miles and it's offering you, $7, no, it does not cover your cost. So do the little things, always think out the little things. It's annoying, but it can get you where you want to go. That is my exaggerated version of the little things advice for the day. And a few more quotes. Oh, this is the one that I am looking forward to. I had not heard before, but Leonardo da Vinci said that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I really liked that one because, well, Leonardo da Vinci seems pretty sophisticated. He is a world-renowned artist at this point, and his paintings are pretty intricate and lovely, and drawings, and just amazing. He was sophisticated. And he says the ultimate sophistication is simplicity, to have very little, to do the basics. So keep that in mind. And I think, well, some of my favorite celebrities, they're not the people who are seen at necessarily, they go to the parties, but they also live very simple lives-ish behind the scenes. The It's a fake simple life, of course, but they have farms and they have animals and they bake things and they grow things and they have family time. They enjoy the simple pleasures. So, at least for me, that's the kind of celebrity I admire. I'm not, I know many are into those who have the flashy cars and the finer things and are always shopping and always checking out something new and whatnot. But that is like a never ending, exhausting cycle, in my opinion. And I think in the Two of Hearts opinion, I think that's what it's telling you, is that if you can get around to just enjoying the basics, then you can get off of that crazy treadmill and not be stuck always chasing the next best thing that's really not going to make you feel any more satisfied or happy. So, and I mean, that's kind of what I've learned with my art style as well, is that just simple embellishment, simple expression with the brush stroke, it's very satisfying, both for me and for people who view it later. So, on that note, let's get a new card for tomorrow. Awesome deck. What advice do we need for the next 24 hours? Tell us what we need to know. Awesome deck. What advice do we need for today? Ten of Diamonds. Hey, very similar to what I was just saying, but actually pretty different. If you don't know the word vapid, it means it disappears. So you get the achievement, but it erases. So we'll talk more about this card tomorrow, but I'll give you a minute to drink it in there and let it speak to you just through the imagery and the limited wording. If this is your first time here, please do know that I am here to answer questions about any playing card you might want to know more tarot meaning about, but also especially if you found that playing card in the wild. I am looking for people who have found playing cards in the wild and want to get information about whether or not it might be meaningful, and perhaps share a little bit about what they were, what's happening in their life and what they are wondering about, because that will help me tell them whether or not it has meaning. And also because it would help me with my research. I am doing various forms of research to determine / prove how much meaning is in the cards. And this is the newest addition to that. I also sell fortune-telling tiny art playing cards that come with a message, and then I leave these ones or put them in a note and mail them out with a QR code on this side. The same as the fortune-telling tiny art playing cards will offer you the opportunity to take a survey and answer whether or not the message was meaningful for you. Collected only somewhere in the 20s of number of surveys, which actually is not a horrible response rate for the 1,000-ish cards that I have put out in the world. So if you want to contribute to the survey, there's various ways to do that. You can buy a fortune-telling tiny art playing card in my Etsy shop or at the Gallery to Go art vending machine. And there's multiple of those around Las Vegas, and many of them have my cards in there. Or if you buy anything from my Etsy shop, I will send you one of the individual cards like this with the survey attached option. And, look around in Las Vegas, because I'm always leaving them around and trying to get them to strangers who may not have thought of ever getting a tarot reading and or might not believe in it, and make sure I get all types of opinions for my survey. And on top of that, the first part that I ever thought of is the main focus of my YouTube channel. I analyze poker hands from a tarot perspective because, well, I don't think it's a vapid achievement. I think, um, I think it's pretty freaking awesome how often the meaning of the card correlates with all of the action of the hand. And by that I mean, as I've just said, all of the cards have two sides of meaning. There's usually at least two players in a poker hand, so you can often see how the one side of the meaning applies to one player, the other side of the meaning applies to the other player. But overall, all of the cards often, if not always, reflect the meaning, sorry, the action of the poker hand. So I am tracking particular cards so that I have statistics going on how often they actually show up and what happens when they do show up. And because they are said to be the luckiest and least lucky cards in the deck, then we can, excuse me, I was getting a little bit of a cold. I think I am getting over it. Thought I was going to make it through the video without coughing at you, but oh well, did not. Anyhow, I am tracking how often the luckiest and least lucky cards appear, and we are going to compare it to how often they should appear according to mathematical statistics. Spoiler alert, they are showing up far more often than they were expected to appear, and so therefore I'm sharing various poker hands on my channel in other ways to show you that the tarot meanings of these cards are reflected in the poker hands, and the tarot is real, I think. So please do leave a comment and let me know if you did see meaning in the card or did not see meaning in the card. I want both of those opinions as often as possible because that's what I'm here for, confirming or denying the meaning in the cards. I've seen it, continues to show up in my life. That's why I share my personal stories here with the card of the day as well, so you can see that it shows up in my life or doesn't, and share your stories as well. Can they apply to more than one person? I believe so. I keep seeing it happen, but the more that I am able to show that on a grand scale through my channel, the more everyone in the world will have a chance to see that as well. And well, I hope it won't be a vapid achievement. I don't think it will. I have been working on being content with very little, and I hope to remain that way and to share my wealth and, you know, let it fly away to people who need it more. Because I do believe that I'm not going to be in this not so fun situation that I'm in right now, working Uber and trying to pay my bills for forever. That's where I'm at right now. Of course, I shuffle back in the little things, which I would like to pull back out right now, but I have been having to focus on the little things in life. Here it is. And remember that all that glitters is not gold. People might have more than I do right now out there, but that doesn't, it's not all that it means. It's not all that it seems. It is possible for it to just float away at any time. So it's not necessarily meant to be scary for those who do have, but I suppose a little bit. You know, you need to know what would you do if everything that you had went away right now? What would you do? Hope you enjoyed this somewhat less positive, apologies, but in thought-provoking discussion, hopefully. Please do join me again tomorrow morning, and even if you're coming in after the fact, let me know. Did this message speak to you the day that you saw it? Thanks so much for watching, and have an awesome